Hi, my name is Den. Welcome to my channel. This is an acoustic guitar tutorial for the song This Is Amazing Grace by Phil Wickham. I'm going to show you how to play the song using a capo and using G-shaped chords. I'm also going to show you how to play a cool intro to the song that sounds like this. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to play that intro riff using G-shaped chords. I'm going to show you how to play the song using a capo. When Phil does this song, he actually does the song in the key of B flat, but he takes his guitar and he tunes it down a half step, and then he plays B-shaped chords. For me, I'm just going to use a capo. Makes it easier for me. If you want to play along with Phil's original recording, which is at 98 beats per minute and 4/4 time, you're going to want to capo 3. I'm going to capo 2 today, so when I play a G chord, it's going to sound like it's coming out as an A chord. If you are new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe if you want to stay up to date. Let's get into the song. For the intro of the song, first of all, the strum pattern is as follows. It's down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. You want to put a heavy emphasis on beat 2 and beat 4, so it's down, up, 2, down, up, down, up, down, up, 4, down, up, 2, down, up, down, up, down, up, 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The chords that we're going to use in the intro, there's a G. When I play my G, I'm going to mute the A string. And for this song, I'm going to let the B string ring open. For my C chord, it's actually a G over a C or a G add 4 over C, but I'm just taking my second finger and lowering it one string. So here's the G and here's the C. I'm going to mute the D string, let the B string ring open, and I have the thick E string muted as well by a combination of my second finger is lightly touching that string and my thumb is touching it. So we have a G and then a C. So here's the basic intro that you can play that's really rather easy. It starts out on a G. And then a C. And then back to G. And then C. And then you go into the verse. Now let's get into the intro that uses the little melody run, and it goes like this. So the first part of it is all going to be on G chords. We're going to break this down into several different runs of notes. We're going to do 4 notes, and then 3 notes, and then 5 notes. The first 4 notes are as follows. So that's the first fret of the B string, and then open on the B string, second fret of the G string, and then back to an open note on the B string, that second string. All while you have your G chord formed. So you're going to play first fret on the B, and then open on the B, second fret on the G, and then open. So that's the first 4 notes of the intro. The next 3 notes of the intro are as follows. So it's open on the B, open on this B string, and then second fret on the G string, and then first fret on the B. And once again, this is relative to the capo, of course. So here's the next 3 notes. So if you put those 4 notes together and the 3 notes together, this is what you have. All while you have your G chord formed. The next 5 notes are as follows. So it's open on the G string, second fret of the G string, open on the B string, third fret on the B string, and then open on the E string. And you can hit that E string all by itself, or since you're strumming, you can just hit a couple of the strings is fine. So it could sound like this. That's perfectly fine. So we have the first 4 notes, then the next 3 notes, and then 5 notes. The second part is going to be on the C chord, and so it's going to be 1st fret B string, open on the B string, 2nd fret G string, back to open on the B. The exact same thing you played with the G chord. Then you have the 3 notes, which is an open on the B string, so the 2nd string here, open on that, 2nd fret on the G, and then back to open on this B string. So it's going to sound like this. Then the last part, those 5 notes in a row, is going to sound like this. It's going to be open on this G string, 2nd fret on the G string, open on this B string, and then 2nd fret on the D string, and then open on the D string. So it's going to sound like this. So now if we put all that together, starting with the G chord, it's going to sound like this. And you can use all down strums if you want. You can try doing some of the strumming pattern, which is what I typically do. But you don't have to do necessarily all of that entire intro. If you are having a hard time getting this down, just try the first 4 note run, or maybe the 4 and the 3 note run. So if you do just the G chord and do just the first 4 notes and then just kept strumming, it would sound like this. And then you could go to the C chord and do those 4 notes. So it sounds good. And if you still want to do just maybe the 4 notes and then the 3 notes, kind of work your way up to doing the full thing, it would sound like this. So here's going to be the 4 notes and then the 3 notes. Then we're going to switch to a C chord. So you don't have to play the entire intro and it will still sound pretty cool. So here's the full intro. For the verses of the song, there's actually 4 verses, but 2 of them are grouped together at a time. So you have verse 1 and 2 before the first chorus, then you have verses 3 and 4 before you get to the second chorus. They're identical except for maybe on the recording, I think there's an extra measure between verses 1 and 2 that's not there between verses 3 and 4. And so just keep that in mind as you're playing these chords and this progression. Another thing to keep in mind is to keep that B string open on all your chords. So here's your G, you got the B string open, the A string muted, playing just 2 fingers. Here's your C, the B string is ringing out again. You have the thick E string muted and the D string muted. For the E minor, you play all 6 strings, but once you make sure you keep the B string ringing out. I do this as well on the D chord. You don't have to, but I typically let the B string ring out as well. So I'm only using 2 fingers for it. It's okay if you play like a D suspended or just a regular D, but I will typically let the B string ring out. There may be a time when I don't on accident. And then you go back to a C chord. So that's all the chords you need for the verses. So let me play through verses 1 and 2, and like I said, it's identical to verses 3 and 4, except there's an extra measure between verses 1 and 2. So here's verses 1 and 2. Starts out on a G. Who breaks the power of sin and darkness? See, whose love is mighty and so much stronger. E minor. The King of glory, D. The King who shakes the whole earth with holy thunder, see, and leaves us breathless in awe and wonder. E minor, the King of glory, D, the King above all kings, C. And on verse 1 and 2, at the end of that, before you go into the chorus, you do a cut. And I think on verses 3 and 4, you don't do a cut before the chorus, but you do this. This is amazing grace. Then you go into the chorus, whereas at the end of verse 4, you just keep playing. There's no cut. For the chorus of the song, it uses the same chords. There's just a G, there's a C, there's an E minor, and there's a D. Just keep in mind that I'm keeping the B string open the entire time. So here we go. This is amazing grace. This is unfailing love, see, that you would take my place, E minor, that you would bear my cross, D, you laid down your life, G, that I would be set free, that's a C. Whoa, E minor, Jesus, I sing for all that you've done for me. Go back into the intro. And then you would go into verses 3 and 4. So like I say, verses 3 and 4 are identical to verses 1 and 2, except we don't have the extra measure between verses 3 and 4 that you actually have between verses 1 and 2, and you don't cut at the end of verse 4. Following that, there's another chorus, and then we go into a breakdown section, which is the bridge. For the bridge of the song, it's going to start out on a G, and the big difference between the bridge and the other parts of the song is you kind of want to go to more of a straight strum pattern, like all downs pretty much. So we're just on a G chord, just doing all down strums. G, worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Every once in a while, you can hit an up strum and it'll sound good. Worthy is the King who conquered the grave. That's a C. And back to a G. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. C. Worthy is the King who conquered the grave. Yeah, third time. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Worthy is the King, that's a C, conquered the grave. And then for the last line of the bridge, you want to do E minor, G over B, and C. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain, G over B. Worthy, C, worthy, worthy. Oh, this is amazing grace. There's a big ring out at the end of the bridge. So let me play the entire bridge for you just so you can kind of see how that feels. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Worthy is the King who conquered the grave. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Worthy is the King who conquered the grave. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Once again, I have the emphasis on beats 2 and 4. Who conquered the grave. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Worthy, worthy, worthy. Oh, big ring out, this is amazing grace. And you go into the last chorus of the song. So for the outro or the end of the song, I would just go back to the intro and play just that G and C chord riff that you do. And so let's start with the E minor, the very end of the last chorus. Jesus, I sing for thee, all that you've done for me. Intro. So that's the song This Is Amazing Grace by Phil Wickham. If you got something out of this, go ahead and give me a thumbs up down below. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe, and have a great day.